the Wichita State Shockers football program is one that is known as a distant memory. But in 2027, with college football being the peak of internet entertainment and television sports entertainment, the university has decided to put together a program of angel investors and sports funders to help fund a Division I college football program. And with conference realignment, a nice spot open in the Pac-12 has slotted us in, and we will be competing against Kansas, Fresno State, Boise State, Arizona State, Kansas State, TCU, Utah State, Oregon State, San Diego State, Washington, and Washington State. The reason for this realignment is I wanted to kind of make like a mid-2000s, early 2000s kind of like WAC, Mountain West, Pac-10, kind of like just one big conference division where all these teams can compete. And it's going to be some pretty good uniform battles in this conferences. As y'all know, like all these schools got good uniforms and good stadiums. It's just a really good mid-major conference. Now, we will be starting our career out as Yerky McPherson. Yerky McPherson is a recovering Percocet addict who has decided to take an interest in the coaching college football. And with his past winning at the high school level at IMG Academy, being an offensive line coach, Wichita State has put their trust in him to lead their program to a national championship promised land. Now, going over some house rules for this dynasty, we only will be recruiting 3-star athletes only. No restrictions on where we can recruit these players from, but there is going to be a restriction on the rating for the whole series. We will be able to acquire 3-star talent. We will be playing on Heisman difficulty, all injuries on, coach firing on, and the XP manual progression will be turned all the way down to 0. I don't like that. I don't think you should have a cap on how high you should be able to maximize your players' abilities, especially if they decide to stage a program all 4 years. Now, since this is a team builder roster and I did not recruit any of these players, I will be doing this rebuild Deion Sanders style, meaning my first year will be only bringing in recruits. After this offseason, whoever leaves the program can leave the program, but I'm bringing my luggage with me, and it's Louis. We're taking the Deion Sanders approach. We're not going to play any games this season. We're just going to sim through the whole thing, pretty much recruiting everyone, getting guys on our roster, looking at guys that we want. Once we bring those guys in, we'll play the second season from there and see how things go from there. But I just don't really think that it would be fair for me to play a full season on a roster that's an 82 overall, and I didn't even recruit any of these players. So, and recruiting will be very in depth. I will go over my strategies of recruiting with guys.
We're really just looking for low budget, high ranked guys. He's 82nd in the state. Probably get him. He's 60th in the state. Yeah, I don't know, man. Trying to see right here. 18th in the state. 6'3". 71st in the state. He's only 290 pounds. Like O-lineman, we want like heavy guys, big, 300 pound plus. Oh, this is a good one right here. 6'2", dual threat. 109th in position, but he is a 3-star with good measurables. Another good running back right here. You just want to make sure we're getting some good athletes. Let's look at some NIL. This guy, dual threat 2-star, but he wants 35 NIL. Tripping. This guy's a 6'3", 185 pure runner. Kinda want to scout him. Kinda don't though. 2-star. All these guys are out of our NIL budget. Might have to go with that 2-star prospect, man. Who knows? You know what? Let's keep the board like this. Danny Adamson. We're locked out because of playing time. Let's get this.
And I'll suggest whenever you guys have a player who's not first on your list, but he has offers from other schools, and those offers from other schools are close by where he lives, I suggest just removing that. It's another guy that is probably going to commit to your school. Go for a guy who has 0 offers, but he's a 3-star and he has a good NIL budget. This game has a lot of those players, especially if you look at athletes. When you go towards the athlete section, it is a lot of players over there with low NIL budget, but they're very high ranked and they don't have any offers. Those guys you can get to commit to your school very easily.
Extremely low rank. Ed setter, speed rusher, ed setter. Pure power. That's the thing. There's so many of these edge rushers. It's like before you even get into some decently ranked guys. This guy's 20th in his state, 47th in his state. Let's see what those 2 edge rushers is talking about right here. I don't got enough time to scout them, but could give them some NIL.
So this season will be more of the same. We're not worried about playing any games. Right now, we're just at the point of recruiting where we're scheduling visits for our top guys, looking to get some of our higher rated NIL guys in for visits and things of that nature.
So both of our big time quarterbacks are ready for visits. We're both going to have them come on a bye week. You know what I'm saying? We want to eliminate the risk of losing. And both of these guys, we're pretty high rated on their deal breakers. This guy's got a conference prestige deal breaker, and Juan Averill has a proximity to home deal breaker. So both of these guys we definitely should be able to get closing in on the recruiting battle. Juan Averill still has no offers, and Nate Gideon has one other offer from SMU.
And right at about this point in the season is where things start to heat up, and we actually get our first 2 commits, or quarterbacks that are going to battle it out for next year, Juan Averill and Nate Gideon out of Texas. And that will do it for our first simulation run of the first season. We finished the season 8-4. We're going to National Signing Day. Got a couple commits so far. Juan Averill, Nate Gideon actually has an impact development. Definitely going to have a quarterback battle there. They got some great statistics. But we've got around 4 or 5 commits. We're going to the off-season recruiting in the transfer portal, and it's more of the same. We're looking at 3-star athletic guys who can play all over the field. And we're looking at big offensive linemen who don't really have a lot of big NIL ask. We're giving the guys about 5 NIL per contract, and we're going to see how that turns out for us here in the end of off-season recruiting. And speaking of the transfer portal, like I said, man, we didn't recruit this roster. This was a roster that was handed to us, so anybody who wants to leave, they free to leave, man. And we've got a lot of players leaving. I'm talking about over 40 players exiting the program. Unfortunately, we did get 1 player to stay, a strong safety, but we're losing a lot of players to graduation and transferring due to deal breakers. So we're going to see if we can bring in some guys in this offseason recruiting, see how that shakes it up, see if we can bring in some nice transfers, especially on defensive backfield and offensive line. That's where we're very weak at. Last week of recruiting, last week to get a chance to get a look at these transfer guys, see who were first on the board, see who's ready to commit. A lot of these guys are top 3 and we're first on their board, and we're going to actually get a lot of commits here. We're going to get pretty much about all 35 players. I think we missed out on about 1 or 2 maybe around 33 to 34 players, but we get a big haul in the transfer portal. A lot of linebackers, cornerbacks, offensive linemen, like a lot of team needs, but they're all 3 stars. We're staying within the confines and the rules of the dynasty, and I mean, I just can't wait, man. Get these guys in and get them in the system and get them ready to play some ball, man. And that'll do it for the first episode of the Wichita State Dynasty. Stay tuned for next episode where we go through our quarterback battles, our training camp practices, and we see which players are best fit to lead our team into the 2027 college football season. You guys have a great day and tune in for more.